We proceed in Edo State, where commuters are having a harrowing experience over the resurgence of fuel scarcity. Premium motor spirit, popularly called petrol, which now sells there in Edo for between 98 naira per litre to 112 naira per litre, as against 87 naira per litre. They called on the president to make good his change mantra by bringing an end to the recurring scarcity of petroleum products in Nigeria. And from there, we will go to Benue State, where Governor Samuel Ortom of Benue State has directed security agencies to hunt down all criminals and gang-related militia to create an enabling environment for investment. He gave the directive in Makurdi while flagging off a 3-day social and skill acquisition retreat for over 1,000 ex-criminals who embraced his amnesty program. The training retreat, according to the governor, follows President Muhammadu Buhari and the United Nations joint approval to reform the repentant criminals to serve as a template for other African countries in ending socio-economic problems.
No way this government under my watch will surrender itself to criminality. There is no basis whatsoever, and we are not going to allow it. Our programs are based on the fact that we must have security for lives and property, so that others can come from foreign land, from Nigeria, in other parts of the country where people are doing well and have the resources to help us develop the state. That's because the government does not have the resources to take up the challenges that we have in the country today, and it's only the private sector that can try. And no private sector will come into the state when he knows that his life is at risk.
Benue is in the north-central part of the country, and there are quite a number of interesting facts about this great state. It's known as the food basket of Nigeria and was created back in February 1976. Did you also know that Benue was quite simply named after River Benue? Natural resources abound in Benue. Food crops such as yam, rice, beans, cassava, sweet potato, soybeans, millet, sesame, as well as other food crops. And did you also know that Benue State accounts for over 70% of Nigeria's soybeans production? And as far as mineral resources are concerned, limestone, glass sand, barite, kaolin, lead, zinc, coal, and gypsum abound. Benue has 23 local governments. Its capital is Makurdi, and the governor, who just spoke now concerning security in that state, is Samuel Ortom. Speaking of security now, to the southeast of the country, the Imo State Governor, Rochester Okorocha, has advocated that military and paramilitary training should be introduced into the educational curriculum for secondary school to tertiary institutions so as to help prepare Nigerians and give them adequate security training in the face of the rising spate of insecurity and terrorist attacks facing the country. Governor Rochester Okorocha made the call in Owerri, the Imo State capital, where addressing officers and men of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps was going on at their state headquarters during the quarterly achievement and assessment program of the command, while commending the NSCDC for ensuring that crime and other related activities like child trafficking and pipeline vandalism has been reduced to its barest minimum in the state. He said the state government will not relent in supporting all the security operatives to wage the war against crime.
In our society, nationwide, we still have the issues of child trafficking, unwanted teenage pregnancy, and people establishing their homes and using their homes for promoting teenage pregnancy. I want to commend the civil defense in this area because we have helped a lot to fish out these criminals. Government will not relent in making sure that we fish out all those criminals in our society who have hidden themselves and they join themselves at the expense of others.
Imo State Governor Rochas Okorocha, security across the state still a major talking point. The governors are paying attention to it. The governor of Ondo State, Governor Olusegun Mimiko, is doing the same, and he's warned that the continued clashes between Fulani herdsmen and farmers in the southwest states may degenerate into ethnic crisis if it's not nipped in the bud. He gave the warning during a meeting with the leadership of the Maeti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria in Akure, the state capital. Governor Mimiko also advocated for the construction of dams for the herdsmen to breed their cattle.
It's a meeting to warn Fulani herdsmen and farmers in the southwest states of Nigeria. Ondo State Governor Olusegun Mimiko told the leadership of the Maeti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria Southwest Chapter not to allow the issues between them degenerate into an ethnic crisis.
Before now, it used to be between the cattle rearers and the farmers. If it don't take some ethnic color, then it's getting dangerous.
The National Secretary of the association agrees with the governor and reveals that enlightenment is being carried out for members to respect the culture of their host communities and reasons why it's wrong to encroach on farms.
We are in southwestern parts draw the attention of our members to understand, respect and appreciate the cultures of the communities they live with. This is from encroaching into farmers.
Governor Mimiko advocated for the construction of dams for the herdsmen to breed their cattle in a conducive environment. He also called for increased income and access to education for the herdsmen.
We have vast land, we have body of water, we can build dams, but we need resources, the type of resources that the federal government can muster. And we will continue to build this even beyond here, and the National Economic Council everywhere, so that we don't move from one crisis of Boko Haram and move into another crisis. And I've said it is an opportunity to increase the income, because we increase the income of the cattle rearers themselves, and at the same time have the opportunity of education.
If you want to live and you want to promote your business, you must respect your neighbor and respect your living too and your family members. Without respect, without allowing hindrance to promote this business, we cannot cordially relate, and we must relate cordially.
The cattle breeders are on a mission of peace and enhancement of their businesses in the southwestern states of Nigeria and have been meeting several stakeholders in the region to achieve this.